It's going to be a good summer.
Hello everybody, it's me again. Thanks a lot to the subscribers. I was that close to 400. We'll see if I get back up to that almost moment again. But in the meantime, this is a book haul video. So I haven't done a book haul for ages, partly because I had that 30 book challenge, which is now complete. So I've actually been buying a few, but I've also been boxing a few up and giving some away. So there's been a few boxes gone again. So I'm not just collecting more, but I've got some really good stuff. So some fantastic finds, which I'm going to go through now. This is today is the 29th of July, but you're going to probably see this, if you see it straight away, on the 15th of August, because there's so much stuff scheduled on my channel that I need to put up about 15th of August. So that is my daughter's birthday. So she's probably not going to see this, but happy birthday, Jess, if you do see this, because it's your birthday today.
I'm at the top of my game. I'm right up there with the big dogs. Girls, come on. Leave the saving of the world to the men? I don't think so.
Although not today, but today in internet sense. So anyway, these are the books that I've got since the 30 book challenge finished. So Robert Asprin has had these series of comedy, science fiction, military science fiction comedy things, which is probably a bit like Bill the Galactic Hero, I imagine, but I haven't read any yet. I've got Fool's Company, and now I have No Fool Like an Old Fool and Fool Me Twice. So I don't know if these are any good, but very good condition, like literally new condition. And I mean, it could be that these are new condition because someone read the first one and didn't like it. But yeah, so that was a nice find. I've got some fantastic vintage ones, which includes a bunch of Philip K. Dick books. So I'll show you these 4 Philip K. Dick ones. See if you guys have got these and tell me what you think of them. So The Variable Man and Other Stories. That book is actually a book that includes Minority Report, which I've got on a couple of other books. But The Variable Man, another awesome vintage cover. The Game Players of Titan. So I did know about this one, but I've never had it. And another cracking cover. The Game Players of Titan. Is that one of his classics? I think it could be. I'm not sure. There's 2 here that I hadn't heard of. So We Can Build You. What a brilliant cover. There's Lincoln being reassembled or rebuilt or something. The back, it says, where is it? We started out making electronic organs and spinets. Then the bottom dropped out of the market, so we turned over to simulacra, exact reconstructions of famous personalities. We made an Abraham Lincoln, for instance, stupid because he had all Lincoln's characteristics, and he wasn't about to be anybody's puppet. So that sounds like, you know, the kind of mental plot you'd get from Philip K. Dick. This one, Clans of the Alphane Moon. Clans of the Alphane Moon. I didn't know about this. Another great cover, but I was completely sold out. I mean, I was wondering, do I need to buy another 4 Philip K. Dick books? But the first sentence on the back, Chuck Rittersdorf, a 21st century CIA robot programmer, decides to kill his wife by remote control. I'm in. I generally didn't read the rest of the back. I thought, nope, I'm having that. So I got another Clifford D. Simak one, which I haven't got this one yet. So I've got a whole bunch of Clifford D. Simak ones. So hi to Shawn. He's probably going, oh yeah, I know that one. And we'll call him Back from Heaven. So this is about immortality, I think. This might be quite a nice excuse to do a video on books that discuss or play around with the ideas of immortality, because it'd be nice to mention Immortality Inc. by Robert Sheckley. Anyway, I've got another Ursula K. Le Guin. Orsinian Tales. I didn't have this one before, so that was cool. Orsinian Tales. This was interesting. I don't know Richard Saxon, but Future for Sale is another old vintage science fiction paperback and it's about time travel. And I'm currently reading a bunch of time travel stuff. I don't know if you've noticed that I've been doing that in the 30 book challenge, but I'm reading a few other bits to do another time travel video like I did before. But this could be in there. I don't know, because it might be nice to do something that nobody's ever heard of, because I'm assuming lots of other people haven't heard of this book. But I'll read it first, see if it's any good, because I'm not going to just go on about a book that's not very good just for the sake of it, but I might like it. So, Future for Sale, Richard Saxon. This is an Anthony Burgess book. So I tried to read A Clockwork Orange, but I didn't get very far, and I do want to read it at some point. I've seen the film. It's obviously a fascinating film. I don't know how much I like the film, but it's a fascinating film, very important film, but also fascinating the fact that Kubrick banned it himself, which is kind of fascinating. But anyway, Anthony Burgess has written this, The Wanting Seed, and this is a book, a science fiction book that's based around overpopulation, and I love that subject. So I love that idea of science fiction authors tackling overpopulation, because I genuinely think that's the biggest problem on the planet. So, but the way this book deals with it seems to be very strange and controversial and interesting. So I'm going to read that, and if it's as crazy as it looks in the back, I'll do a review of it when I've read it. And I've got another one of these little ones. So I've been raving about these Corgi science fiction classics, and I've got this book before, so you could argue it's a bit silly, but I love these covers and I love this design and this whole thing, the way it feels. So I don't think it's necessarily criminal to have a Ray Bradbury book you've got before. There's a few others I've got doubles of, but this is the Silver Locust, and it's one of those tiny Corgi cute ones. So I've got that. So the less vintage ones are, I finally got Ender's Game. So I'd never read it, and my son was going on and on and on about me watching the film, and I was saying to him, I want to read the book before I watch the film, and I didn't want to buy it new, because I always see it. I always see it. I thought I'd always see it second hand, but then when I decided that I would buy it after resisting for ages, I just never found it second hand, but I did today. Last week. Kim Newman. I bought a book by Kim Newman called The English Ghost Story. So this could be one that I might end up reviewing for Halloween. I'm not sure. But Kim Newman's an interesting guy, and definitely worth reading. And this seems to be a little bit different. So have you read this one? English Ghost Story. This was a nice find. So Strugatsky brothers, who are very famous and influential sci-fi writers, and they got quite a few of their books in the SF Masterwork series. Their most famous one is Roadside Picnic, which is amazing. But I hadn't heard of this one. I found this one, The Inhabited Island, and it looked really, really good. So this is the First Contact one, but with a big twist. And such is the case with Kim's Bookshop. Got rave about it again. It's literally brand new condition. It's awesome. So yeah, Strugatsky brothers, and another book by them. So I really wanted to carry on my J.G. Ballard investigation, and I'm still yet to really properly know if I really like his stuff, but I couldn't resist these ones. So I'd heard a lot about the Atrocity Exhibition, so I've now got the Atrocity Exhibition. And Cocaine Nights, which is another one like Atrocity Exhibition and like High Rise, and kind of like Crash, I think, although possibly not Crash, where it's looking at the excesses and the decadence of the rich, affluent, higher class. I think that's, from what I understand it, that's one of his issues that he tackles, or spotlights that he puts in his books. I'm not really sure how to articulate it, but you know what I mean. So that could be cool. I don't know if you remember or have seen the video I put up about a book called We Have to Remove This Post, and I said it was nice to see something about social media, but I was disappointed by it. Apparently, Dave Eggers' The Circle is a very popular but very successful, in a literate way of tackling this issue. So successful financially, but I think it's apparently the critics say it's a very good way of looking at the issues of social media at the moment. So I've got that, and he did a sequel as well, and I found that really cheap. So that was in I think it was in the sale in one of the shops. So that was pretty cool. A big nod to Mike from Fit to Be Read, because he did nudge me on this one. I did have this on my radar, but after doing a review of a very quick review, almost like a mention of a book that was a little bit deceptive, to be fair. When I bought it, I thought it was just a James Baldwin book, but it was a little bit different because it was like little bits of text mixed in with interviews and speeches and stuff. I've now got James Baldwin's Giovanni's Room. So this is one of the real big Celebrate classics. So I'm going to read this, and certainly from the point of view of giving a more definite answer about what I think of James Baldwin, I can do that a little bit more with one of his classic books. So Giovanni's Room. This is an interesting one. Another one that would probably make more sense as I read it. But one of the things on the back, it says, the finest novel about music ever written in English. A chance sighting on a bus, a letter which should never have been read, a pianist with a secret that touches the heart of her music. Equal Music is a book about love, about the love of a woman lost and found and lost again. It's a book about music and how the love of music can run like a passionate fugue through a life. I saw that for 20p, I think it was. And then two more to finish. This looked really good. So I did a quick mention of this in one of those silly shorts videos I did on the Audible August theme I've got. But this looks really cool. This is a book set in New Orleans, about New Orleans, but it's got this sort of fantasy element because it's like the music in New Orleans has a mystical, magical property, and something's going wrong with the magic of New Orleans. And somebody called Nola is tapped into that magic, and she has to figure out what's wrong, and it's something to do with the pianos, or a piano going wrong in New Orleans. But it looks really interesting. So a little bit of a fantasy thing going on there, but all wrapped around the music of New Orleans. Could be good. And then I didn't expect to see this for £2, but I now have the latest book by Stephen King. So I've definitely got over 40 books by him, and probably read just over half of them. So there's lots I need to read, but I'm quite pleased to get the new one, especially as it had good reviews. So, and it's quite nice when he writes these crime ones, because it's just a little bit different from what he usually does. Although you can say with Stephen King that he doesn't stay in one little thing. He does write quite a variety of different things. His new one's going to be a fantasy one, isn't it? So yeah, that was nice to pick up, very cheap. I was surprised, but then should I be surprised? Because clearly there are lots of people that would have bought this and then just sort of thrown it back to a charity shop. So we might see lots of these like we did with Midnight Library, and what else did we see? Richard Osman's books are everywhere in charity shops. So it could be that it's not really that surprising. But I was pleased because I like Stephen King. I think he's awesome. So there we are. That's a little book haul. We'll call it summer book haul, because I'm not going to do another one I wouldn't have thought for a while. It's clearly really the early part of the summer. I've got the whole of August left before I go back to that crazy job I've got. But yeah, a nice selection of books. Tell me if you've read any of those and what you think might be like something I should grab onto as soon as possible, because oh my god, you got to read that. It's amazing. Thanks a lot. See you later. Bye.